Calgary MP Michelle Rempel appearing on Fox News last night for a one-on-one interview with Tucker Carlson about the Omar Khadr settlement. In an interview, it began with a clip of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau defending his government's $10.5 million payment to Khadr. Then Rempel came on and said the main thing she wanted Americans to know was that most Canadians were outraged by the deal. She also said she was disappointed that Parliament was not sitting at the time, so the Liberal government could be questioned about it. Joining us this morning with her take on things, Danielle Smith from News Talk 770, continuing the conversation. Danielle, what do you make of this? Was Michelle Rempel in line, and do you think this is the perspective of most Canadians?
I think she did a great job on the show, and I also think she is absolutely right that this is in line with most Canadians' views on it. In fact, it doesn't even matter what political party you're in. Most people are panning this decision. A poll came out last week saying 71% of Canadians disagreed with it. I guess I'm a little unclear about what the strategy is, though. I mean, this wasn't on the U.S. radar screen. It wasn't on the Fox News program until Peter Kent, who's another MP, her colleague, wrote a column in the Washington Post. And then that elicited her on. Now, tomorrow, Tucker Carlson is also going to have on Lane Morris, the other soldier that was injured in this firefight. And, you know, if they were trying to raise a profile to say, hey, look, Americans, help us to raise money for Tabitha Speer, Christopher Speer's widow, as well as Lane Morris, then, you know, fair game. But I'm not sure what they're trying to accomplish by just making the Americans mad at us at a time when we're starting sensitive negotiations into NAFTA and other cross-border trade disputes. I mean, I think everybody knows that President Donald Trump watches Fox News, and I'm just a little bit perplexed by the strategy here. Like, this is an internal fight that we've got. And if there is some broader reason why we think Americans should intervene, I'm all ears to hear it. But I didn't really get that from either Peter Kent's column or her interview last night.
And how will you be continuing the conversation on your program today?
Well, I'm going to ask our listeners what they think. I mean, I suppose any time you beat up on Justin Trudeau, you do end up with a certain number of people who are going to say, yeah, right on. But I think it's more important for us to focus on this bigger issue. I don't know if maybe the message should have been that the Americans should have been responsible for this payout. But I think what we need to focus on now is how are we going to get what we want at the trade table? Is this kind of discussion going to impair our ability to negotiate? And the U.S. government put a whole series of issues on the table yesterday. What is our list? I don't even know that we've seen it. So we're going to talk through some of that today.
All right, Danielle, thanks so much for your insight this morning.
Yeah, you bet.
Danielle Smith from News Talk 770 joining us.